Wow, the quality is really pretty freaking good. Hey guys, I don't know if you can. Yep, I'm over here. Just testing out a webcam. No big deal. Of course, I broke it. Broke the controller. Ah, damn. Just the button on the end, though. No big deal. Just testing out a webcam here and wanted to see what the quality was. Looks like it's, I mean, it could be worse. Not bad. Sorry, it's not more newsy. Just testing here, folks. Ah. Put that there. I could. Yeah, the video looks good, Ray. Thanks. Thanks for the feedback. It's it's a crazy cheap. There we are. It's a crazy cheap webcam that I got. Hey, Paolo. I got a there's a local, it's like an Amazon closeout store, and they had you have to dig through a bunch of bins, and I found a webcam in there today. So yeah, it looks good. Yeah, good, good, good. So here's the track from a different angle here. Yeah, not too bad actually. Yeah, the quality actually looks pretty decent for a webcam. I mean, this webcam cost me $7, so I have low expectations. I'm going to use this tomorrow for the live stream, and I figured I'd just test today and see what it looks like. Survey says it could look a lot worse. Yeah, not too bad, Ray. Not too bad. How does it look with that? Yeah, it's a little overexposed. Oh, it doesn't really focus, does it? It does not. Oh well. Yeah, it's like focus about a few feet out. That's fine. No big deal. I had yeah, Zach. It was thanks for showing up. It was crazy cheap. I got I got this. I got a mechanical keyboard, and I got some USB to USB C plugs, some cables, and just figured I'd buy them. Everything you buy. Hey, thanks, Reese. Everything you buy at the place where I got this webcam is most of the week, or it's $1 different a day. So the first day when they upload, thanks, Paolo. First day when they put stuff out for sale, it's like Amazon returns or something. I don't know. I don't know where they get their stuff, but it's the first day they put stuff out. It's any single item is $7. So if you buy like a mouse, or if you buy a webcam, it's $7. And yeah, so it's crazy cheap. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see if this would work with, because this is on a Mac, and this is my Mac. I wanted to see if it would work with it, and what do you know, it does. Yeah, standing still. Yeah, Paolo. Yeah, the refresh rate is probably pretty low on it. The resolution looks pretty nice, at least on my end. It looks reasonable, but I mean, it's not a great camera. So whatever it looks like, it looks like it's fine with me. It's actually better than the oh, here you go. Here's a little oh, you're gonna go into the twilight zone here. It's better than the built-in webcam on my MacBook here that I use. So yeah. Yeah, I've been getting some stuff around the track here. I got the little lights over there. Those are train lights, and some of the little garages and things like that. So yeah, I mean it's a work in progress, of course, but whatever. It's fine. My news notes from the other day. Gotta throw those away at some point. Do some laps with the Ninco, with the Ford GT, shall we? There we go. So it's 10 and a half volts. Ah, oh, come on. Sucker's walk is a long walk. Long walk around this track. These, I think, are NSR tires that I have on here. Yeah, they are. It's an old 4GT, an old Nenko one that I have all the Lightning parts on, the Pro parts that they used to make. These cars are really good. I really like the. I have two of the GTs. Marshall, yeah, really, right? Boy, rubber tires on this track. That's the ticket. So nice. Damn it. Again, Marshall. Don't yell at the Marshall. It's bad news to yell at the Marshall. Bad news. Yell at the Marshall. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, the wing on the Skelectric C8 falls off really easily, which is a good thing. That means it won't get broken easily. Damn it, did it again. Always around that corner. GTs, are they worth $100? I mean, it's a pretty basic car. There's not a lot to it. It's an angle winder, which is nice, but it's a flat chassis. I don't know. I have. Hold on a second. I have the blue one too, and I got these. These are the wheels that they came with. Not great wheels, but this one's pretty much unmolested. I've driven it a couple times, but not really much. But this one I've raced at my club quite a bit, and I love it. Are they worth it? I don't know. NSR would be better. Be careful with what, David? This? Yes, this is the prototype. It's the only one outside of England, I assume. It's the only one I've seen anyone have online, so. Hey, my garage is trash. Yeah, I know it's not great. I'm not one of those guys that has epoxy floors and whatever else. Got some SCX tires on here. It's these tires. There's a lot of different hubs, a lot of different tires that look like they would fit on this car, but yeah, I just did a bunch of sanding on it earlier. I have the stock tires over there laying down. Um, Honda Robot Marshall, yeah, really, totally. Yeah, but it's a nice smooth car. I got a little lubricated it. Oh, these wheels hit the front. Oh, these wheels hit. It hits right there. Huh. That sucks. Didn't realize that. Put beer on. Hey, Harry. No, no beer this evening. Although I do have right behind here some very tasty sparkling water. Actually, I think I'm gonna open one of these up. Crack open the hard stuff here. Ah, remember, kids, don't do this at home. Some some hard water right there. No, it's not. Just water. Yeah, this isn't meant to be an actual. Yes, I know I'm a rebel. Sparkling water, right? I figured I'd just turn on the stream. Holy crap, 34 people. Goodness. Um, the idea was that I just I'm just testing out a webcam. I wanted to see what the quality looked like compared to the built-in one on my laptop, and I got this at an Amazon. I already mentioned this. I got this at an Amazon. It's like they sell returned stuff that can't be sold. You have to dig through big bins of things, and I found this little tiny box, little cardboard box, and I'm in the habit of when I go to the store, I read the little tiny boxes, and yeah, cool, Harry. I'm glad. Yeah, and it said webcam on the outside, and I thought, can this actually be a webcam? And because when you go there, the first day they put new stuff out is Saturday, so today, and everything costs $7. So whatever it is, it's $7 a piece. It doesn't matter. And and so I got this, and I got some USB cables and a mechanical keyboard for my son, cheap gaming keyboard or a backup keyboard for me if I destroy mine. But anyway, so I wanted to see if this would work on my Mac because the webcam on the you would think the MacBook Pro webcam would be a lot better than it is, but it's terrible. So yeah, I hooked this baby up, and sure enough, I mean, the picture quality seems reasonable for a $7 webcam. You can't go wrong, really. So there's the whole track. There we go. There's the whole deal. And yeah, kind of generic flags everywhere. I know. It's kind of, and all kinds of, I got like industrial shelving back there. It's a mess, but whatever. You know, it's, yeah, yeah. It's and then there's my wood track is right there. I have a wood track too that I have to dig out. So I have a 3-lane wood track that my uncle made for me years ago. Yeah, no, you don't have a mess, Harry. I've been to your house. You forget. Ooh, there we go. That's nice and wide. I like that. You can show me a mess. Yeah, right. Please. Please. So just confirming the Scalextric C8R is quiet and smooth and at 10 volts, 10 and a half volts. Yeah, glad to hear that, Harry. Yeah, I mean, it looks reasonable. I think so too. I mean, it doesn't look bad, that's for sure. And I can move it around. It's a tiny little thing. So I can I have it on a little tiny cheapo tripod, and the key is if I can move stuff around, uh, I can get different shots or whatever. Just nice to have options, basically. And this is the see if I can show you here. This is the serious bit of kit that I bought recently. It's a studio stand with casters, and I can lock them. And then I have my GoPro, and then I have a clamp for my phone for a monitor, and then my mic, and then a ring light. There's the ring light, and then a ring light on another clamp. And this can go about maybe 6 or 8 feet in the air. The wood track. Yeah, the wood track is kind of covered. Yeah, it's a fun rig, Harry. It's okay. So here's the wood track. It has got crap all over it. It was built to fit in a small I guess a small room or a big closet, depending on how you look at it. And it's a 3-lane wood track that my uncle routed for me. And yeah. Yep, yeah, exactly, Harry. Yeah, my uncle Rob built this for me years ago. And it's a nice little wood track. I like it. I hadn't been doing much down here. See what else can I show you here? I hadn't been doing much down here in a long time, so um here's a bunch of there's like 2 shelves of SCX stuff, mostly brand new. And then my cars and bins go back about 3 sets of bins. And here's more cars. And some more stuff. Gold Trans Am, anyone? And what else we got here? That's what's left of my Carrera stuff. I don't really have. I mean, I have some stuff left, not a lot. Um, and then I got a couple sets up here. Yes, Jules Porsche. Yeah, I got 1 or 2 of those hanging around here. Yeah, the Spirit stuff is kind of back. It was back in this area here, in this level. Uh, there's a Jules Porsche over here. It's 2, maybe, probably, huh? I don't know. It's around here somewhere. Monza there, 24 scale flying lizard car. Bad boys. Some prototypes of Carrera stuff here and there. All kinds of mess. Harry, you'll like these. Go for racing decals for a future project. Not exactly sure what I'll use those for. Um, yeah, all kinds of old SCX stuff here and there. Yeah, the wood track is nice. It's real nice to drive on. Here's the trio of lizards that I actually drove with the flying lizard team. And yeah, so that's the wood track. The idea is that yeah, here's the other side of the rig here. And then the ring light and stuff. Yeah, the pro wheels. Yeah, right. Like guaranteed to be wobbly. Oh, hold on a second. I'll show you. Okay, so hey Travis, how you doing, man? This wasn't meant to really be an actual stream. I'm just doing some testing on a webcam that I just bought, and yeah, I can't stop talking, hitting the hard stuff there. So these are, I got 3 of them here. Yeah, spontaneous stream, exactly. Harry will know what these are. Does anybody else know what these are? These Yeah, you know what these are, Harry. Go ahead, tell everybody. Yes, Johnny, but not just COTs. These 3 cars are exactly. These are the prototypes. These are the cars that I was given that I did the testing with when before the cars were made. The body. Whoa! Don't drop the prototype. The body was the Toyota, and these are prototype Toyota bodies because at that time the Toyota hadn't been made. We had just made the Dodge and the Chevy, and these are like the first 3 chassis that they made. So they gave me 3 of these. I don't know why they gave me 3. It was kind of screwy, but they gave me 3, and then I took. Hey, Beatnik. I took these to the guys, me and the guys with the Shoreline Club in Connecticut. We did the tuning and testing on these cars to see what kind of setup we liked, to see if we should do the pro project basically for the NASCARs. So these were the first 3, and this was one that I have just kind of hanging around. I've sold off most of mine. I used to have a lot of SCX NASCAR stuff, and I needed money, so when I got let go, so so I got rid of a lot of the stuff. But I still have a couple of the pro NASCARs, including this one. This one's set up for racing, and so these are the prototypes. I'm going to do a video soon where I talk about the SCX Pro NASCARs because a lot of people don't remember them, I think. We got new people in the hobby. This was, this really doesn't focus close, doesn't? Oh, well, whatever. It's just one of the interiors. I mean, I guess this was a prototype interior. Yeah, well, whatever it was, doesn't matter now. These just, anyway. So, I'll be doing a slot talk about it. Yeah, Harry. I'm working on it. I'm discussing things with them. So, yeah. Sparkling water. Everybody likes sparkling water. I don't know. I can show you this. I've shown this off a couple times. The new Skelectric RSR that they're going to be releasing at some point. This is a nice little car. I've done a lot of laps with this car on my track, and it goes really nice. The tires are nice and fat on it, and it really is. It's really quiet. Here, let's do some laps with it instead of talking about it. Let's do some actual laps with it. How about that? Let me get things oriented here. Good enough. Now this still has the magnet. And this is a 10 volts, or sorry, 10 and a half volts. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, nice and smooth. It's a really, really good car. It's a really, yeah, that's actually not too bad in focus. Hey, thanks, Travis. I appreciate it. This is a really nice car. I think when they do release it, Scale Electric is going to have a real hit on their hands. They're doing a Jaeger version of this as well. And I mean, I'm going to take the magnet out of it fairly soon. Like I did, I took the magnet out of the C8, and I've been really impressed with the C8. It does tend to want to lift out without the magnet. Yeah, it does. It's is this a Sidewinder? No, this is an inline as well. Yeah, it does have a nice kind of Porsche-like sound to it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's this will be a solid car. I know there's been a lot made of the shape of the nose, and if this or that's technically right on it, or a couple people have said that. I mean, I don't know. I think the car looks pretty nice personally, but I mean, yeah, like Harry and I always talk about, though. How many Porsches does the world need? Well, I don't know. I think it needs maybe one more. But I don't know. It's a really nice little car. I like it, and I think it'll do well for them. Of course, it only has taillights. Woo! Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a nice car. You can't go wrong. This thing is also super nice. It's a solid performer, and it's just so cool to see the car going around too. Um, I don't know. I'm pleased. They're doing some nice stuff. So yeah. How's the sound, guys? I don't have my normal microphone on. Okay, cool, Harry. Yeah, yeah. It's a solid car. Let's do some laps with this one too. This one's a little more. It's not quite as smooth sounding, but it's got a lot of gear noise there. But now that I think about it, I don't know that I've put. No, this is a dry gear. That's on me. That's on me. Yep. I hadn't planned on really running these cars much because they're prototypes, and I didn't want to really. I don't want to take the chance on damaging them too much, just mainly to take pictures. But this is a solid car. It really is. Thanks, Steve. Glad and beating it. Glad the sound's okay. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Put these over here. Put these out of the way. How about that? See how this thing goes. Totally untouched for weeks, months, years, even. Drink on the track gives me anxiety. Yeah, I know, right? I did that intentionally, just to make people anxious. NSR 917 with a sharp 20 in it. Well, Slap, I and Sriracha. Well, Harry, yeah, funny thing about that. Why don't a lot of racers like magnets? I don't know. I like to see the cars drift a little bit or a lot. I don't like the speed that you get with a magnet. I think cars go way too fast around a corner. Um, I don't know. I don't know that it's maybe that the car moves a little more like a real car would around a corner. A little more of a challenge, of course, without a magnet. I mean, I get silly about it, and a lot of people do too. And I mean, I'm just goofing most of the time. I really don't care what people do. Um, but I just don't like magnets. If you want to race with magnets, I honestly don't give a crap. It doesn't matter to me at all what you do. If you're enjoying the hobby, that's basically it. Yeah, these NSRs are really great cars. Whoa, boy! Oh yeah, this has got the 23K in it. Suckers lock again. I'm gonna turn this power down to 9 volts here. There we go. Thanks, Slap. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's just I am a photographer and a videographer now for a local paper, and I've been a photographer for a long time professionally. So me doing video and stuff is just kind of like a way of me enjoying the hobby and being able to use kind of my skill, my ability, however you want to put it, to just to kind of enjoy the hobby. And sorry, I'm trying to. There we go. That's a little better. My OCD was bothering me there. So yeah, I mean, I started doing slot car news years ago, 2006, and I have a blog that's I still own, but I don't do anything with. Slotcarnews.blogspot.com is the blog. Hold on here. Slotcarnews.blogspot.com. That's the website that I own, and I started it years ago, and just as a way to enjoy the hobby, and I still own it, but I decided that a long time ago that I wanted to support the in a text way. I didn't want to do the hobby via text that competed with message boards, especially Harry's message board. So I wanted to just do videos. So that's why when I lost my job with Hornby, I started doing video again, and I really I got a lot of encouragement from people, Harry and John Kitt and Travis too. Although I met Travis kind of after I started really getting into it, but so I just kind of enjoy the hobby now, doing video and doing my own stuff. And the video kind of got me into making a track for myself, and that kind of that's kind of growing and growing. So, and it's a lot of fun. And now I actually have I have the wood track on. I will clean that off soon. And the idea with the wood track too is that when I shoot, when I have the track of it, when I have the track cleaned off, as you can see, it's over there. When all that's cleaned off, I'm going to shoot back this way. So the track, this track, and the wall and stuff behind it will be the kind of backdrop. So we race some with magnets and some without. Yeah, high downforce. Yeah. Actually, yes. I kind of like that idea of having magnets in F1 cars. I think that does make sense. Yes, because they corner the way they corner is like a car with magnet wood. So that I can totally see. Yeah, and I mean, it's what you enjoy. If I was at a club where they race magnet stuff, I would do magnets because you want to have fun with your friends, right? 47 people. Holy crap, guys. Yeah, I didn't really intend this to be an actual stream, by the way. Are black lights considered the same? Are black lights considered the same intensity of melting on tires as the sun? I don't know what you mean there. That's a interesting philosophical question, though. I don't know. Yeah, Harry. I think you'd get a little more than 4. Man, this 908 is sounds like it's dragging actually a little bit, but it's a solid little car, I have to say. I can't see any place where it's dragging. I don't know. John, I've had on this table, I have had tracks on and off for a long, long, long time since we've lived in the house, and I've never had any issues here. It's cold here in the winter. Obviously, I live in north central Pennsylvania, so it gets it gets cold. It gets below 0. So I've never had issues with anything getting freezing and cracking or whatever. I've never had issues with track here. Oh yeah, Petite's getting spicy. Yeah, I was watching it on my iPad, and then I moved everything down here. Actually, I have my my mouse on the my mouse is on the back of my iPad. Yeah, I don't think the cold would bother it, and it never gets. Yeah, you're right, Slap. It could be. It probably is the guide actually. Um, I've never had an issue with cold, and as far as I know, I won't have an issue with heat. because I mean it never gets that hot here. What's up with your delays at Carrera? I mean, everyone's got delays. There's delays getting to out of China. There's delays getting stuff made in China. There's delays getting stuff shipped. As far as I know, um, the Carrera now ships out of Georgia, which would mean that they would ship somewhere into the East Coast, not the West Coast. I doubt they would doubt very much they would ship into. Oh, hey, John. Oh yeah, York. Yeah. I'm pretty much due north. Well, not due north, but yeah. Um, yeah. So I don't know why. I mean, Carrera's stuff would be. Um, I think it's probably a production issue. I think because their stuff is so heavily dependent on chips, because every single car has a whether it's the polarity switch, whatever you call it, the digital to analog switch, the polarity switch, the digital chip, light boards, the Carrera stuff's got. There's a lot of circuit boards in there, and slot car companies are not big companies, so they're probably just like everyone else, just waiting for chips. Yeah, this car it's sticking really well. It probably is it's got to be the guide. Yeah, I can hear the guide a little bit. Um, yeah, Johnny. Yeah, on my wood track, when my uncle and I used to race on his wood track, because he made a wood track for himself too. Um, we noticed a huge grip difference between winter and summer grip. Okay, so I announced early this year that the C8s for Carrera were moved to next year. I I had that in a video um, at the very beginning. Well, in the spring at least. So they're not coming until next year. We've known this all year. You might not have known. I'm sorry if you missed. If you weren't around for the first video I did about it, but um, that car and then the Skelectric C8s. I'm pretty sure those are coming next year as well. Um, so yeah, and the wins Porsche, yeah. I mean, it's been tough for every company. I know. I've been talking with SCX, and they. I mean, everyone's got production issues. Skelectric is waiting at least a month for stuff to get unloaded when it hits the port. Man, this 908 is just a pleasure to drive. Yeah, Slap. I don't mean to come on too strong. I know. We new people show up all the time, and it's been a tough year for every company, and because the slot car companies are so small, they're having to wait a long time for their stuff to get made in China when the bigger companies are also having problems with production and things getting made, and the big toy companies are having problems. The slot car companies are so small compared to sliding like butter around the track. Yeah, I mean it's got a lot of grip actually, and these are just the stock tires. It's really I mean it's on 7 volts, so it's super drivable. even with this controller. This is the stock Polycar controller, which is adequate. It's fine. I got a new track hookup system that I'm gonna now that I'm feeling better and I'm COVID negative as of yesterday, thankfully. I gonna get serious about track wiring soon, and Slot Car Corner is sent me wiring harness and controller stations. So I'm going to hook up real controllers. I got a nice power supply. Chance to change what to digital my track? Never. I'm not doing digital on my own personal track anymore. I want to be able to race any kind of analog car in my track. 143, 132. I can test on 124. And there's more. I want to race vintage cars. There's more opportunity to race all kinds of cars if you're analog than if you're digital. Oh, no, the car that I'm running, well, I don't race digital, so there's no point. No point for me. Could you do this? Yes, of course you could. There is plenty of room inside. You'd have to figure it out. I don't know how you would go about getting a chip in there, but Skelectric Digital would be easier probably. And you could get a chip from Slot It, one of their chips that they make, and I'm sure you could put it in. Hey, John. No, this wasn't for not meaning to be a real stream. I've gone on for an hour now. Holy crap. This was just meant to be a test of a new webcam that I got. And it's degenerated into me doing laps. Carrera Digital, yeah, I know. I used to work for them. I helped build the Carrera Digital stuff into what it is as far as sales go here in North America. We sold about 60% of what we sold when I worked for them. I worked for them a little over 7 years, and about 60% of what we sold was digital to the hobby anyway. So I'd say we sold a little over $1 million a year, maybe $2 million a year in digital in North America, which is a lot. So we and all the events I did were Carrera Digital because it's so much easier to build a 2-lane digital track and then race multiple cars on it. So like when we do big events, I'd only do digital. Thanks, Slav. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, I still have I have probably about 100 feet of Carrera Digital track that's still in Canada, but I mean, it's not mine anymore, I guess, that I used to do events with. And then my friend Clem, has a 4-lane analog Carrera track, and most of that track is mine. I let him borrow it because I wanted to try the Polycar stuff, and I really like the Polycar stuff. Hey, thanks, John. DeFingers, I mean. John W., why do people seem to have a problem with digital? I think it's great. I mean, why do they have a problem with digital? Well, people have a problem with change in general. And slot car guys are generally older. Older guys generally don't like change. A plus B plus C equals D. But at the same time, if someone's got grandkids, why only have 2 lanes on a track and only race 2 cars when you could put your grandkids on all the lanes? Oh, it's a long walk. I got these short arms. I can't reach anything. Chip modding is pretty interesting. I'll take your word for that. I don't know anything about chip modding. I'm sure there's plenty of things you could do to firmware, to software, to do things. Digital has been barely scratched the surface. When I worked at Carrera, that was the last time anything new was made for digital, I think. So 5 years ago now. I'm not counting the app. The app was, the app constantly gets updated. But the last time they released any accessories, I think, was when I worked there. Actually, when I started there, I actually do have. I have some of the. Yeah, I have some of the stuff still here. Cannot buy them. Bestow upon us. Thank you very much to Fingers. Yeah, it's been a weird job for sure. Being able to think about toy cars for a living. Although when I worked for companies, I didn't do as much playing with stuff as you'd think, because it's a business, and you really got to do work when you work for these companies. And no one at the companies, as Harry knows as well as I do, no one at the companies really does slot cars for a hobby. I was like the only one that was an actual hobbyist. Here, let's see if we can get this Ninco going here. A check lane. Yeah, they had that. You mean like the lane, like the traps that you could go through, so you could do like sector times? That came out when I worked there, or well, it was coming out when I worked there. That was one of the things that we were working on. We were talking to me. Made a lane for us where there was no one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're talking about the sector time thing, those were in development when I was there, and those had come out. That I think that was in 2017, right when I got let go. Yeah, no, I know DeFingers. Yeah, no, I am definitely consider myself blessed to have worked for 3 companies, and I consult for Slot It and Polycar now, and work with LEB to do their social media, and I'm not done yet. I don't think I'll ever work for a company again, a slot car company again, full time, and no, I won't ever have my own company. I've already talked about that for a while. Never want to do my own company. Yeah, there's the whole thing. Not too bad. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, 47 people, 46 people, just for a crazy test stream. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. because I wasn't expecting to do any of this today. Why don't we have Richard Petty short track car? Hey, Smoke Eater. We sold Petty cars when I worked for Carrera, and they sold okay. But I mean, we don't have NASCAR now. Um, you're talking about more obscure cars than even a modern car would be. It's a lot smaller market than the modern car would be. When you start talking about, old cars that aren't racing anymore, really, and NASCAR doesn't like. Here, I'll turn this around so we can actually see each other here. Uh, so NASCAR has no interest in in doing uh, in doing old cars. NASCAR doesn't care. They want to promote the current stuff, and you'd have to make a specific mold for a petty car for any car, and you have to make that money make mold and or make that mold make money. um, yeah, Hudson Hornet. There were what, two Hudson Hornets that were raced, both with the same number, both one in gray and one in kind of a purplish blue. You can't make money with that as a slot car. You just can't. There's not enough market for it. There just isn't. No, it wouldn't make enough money to fingers. You just can't make enough money with it. And NASCAR isn't interested at all in supporting companies to do that because they have their own. They make Lionel diecast. NASCAR owns Lionel, despite what they say publicly. Um, so they make diecast, right? So that's the toy cars that they're interested in are diecast stuff. They're not interested in doing slot cars. Not enough money in it. Do you think they'll produce? The plaid Porsche, the FAF Porsche. Um, probably probably Carrera will. Um, Porsche is very weird about their licensing. They don't allow. Hey Gerald, they don't allow uh, the, uh, the they don't allow fantasy liveries. So to do the FAF Porsche, they'd have to do the exact body for Porsche to allow it, and no one no one yet does that at Porsche. That's the answer. Um, yeah, John, I think you're right. I mean, it seems like I got a lot of folks here, and it's easy for me to do now that I have the webcam here, and now that I have I mean, this is ugly as hell. I'm sorry, but what are you gonna do? This is real life. we're uh, we're not we're not funded by major companies here. Um, hey Nick. Met you at a race in PA when I worked for SCX. Sure could be. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Large scale, concentrating on HO. Wish. Yeah. See, and I don't dislike HO. I know you're not saying that. Um, uh, I, I don't. I just don't. I haven't done HO since I was a little kid, and I don't really know a lot about it. So, like, I don't want to. And I know you didn't ask this. Um, yeah, Steve. Yeah. Um, and so I don't want to do anything with HO because I don't know anything about it really, and I don't know that I could add anything. But I agree. I mean, there's not really a lot of people that do like stuff to promote hobbies in general, I guess you'd say. Um, but for slot cars, I mean, I think now, like, I mean, I don't work for a company. That's the problem, is there's no one that works for any companies anymore. That like, I was the only one that did marketing for any company in North America. So, there's no one doing races. There's no Skelectric isn't doing any trade shows. Um, so there's no one out doing any marketing. No one makes the Mach 5. No, sorry. I mean, Carrera did make it, I think, years ago. But again, Speed Racer is an old cartoon, so you're talking about something that would appeal to an older crowd. So I don't know. What gets made. It's a crapshoot, frankly. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Um, so yeah. Um, I don't know. Thanks. Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate it, man. Um, yeah, I'm hoping that at some point maybe I'll be consulting. Hey Tim. Cheers. Thanks for showing up. The new name here, I see. Um, I'm hoping at some point maybe I'll do a little more um, for a company, but I don't know. I have a full time job now, so um, I'm not really looking to not really looking to do you know extra work, more work than I already do quite a bit of consulting and web work and things like that for for LEB and thing a little bit here and there for slot it. That is some wicked light going on there, isn't it? Amazed that the OG Batmobile. Yeah, we had talked about that when I was there. That was something that there were. It was me and this guy Simon and another guy who's not really online. He doesn't really talk um, that much, but he's the head of brand for Skelectric. Um, his name is Martin, and we um, we talked about, it was like we did like a monthly call, and this was maybe, I don't know, this was right after I started with the company. And so Steve Chenoweth mentioned about the Batmobile. So me and Simon and Martin were all, hey Jim, yeah, this is just a test, Jim. It's turned into an actual stream. um, but it wasn't really meant to be an actual stream. It was just meant to be a test of my webcam. So me and Simon and Martin were on a call. This was 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago now, and we all talked about how we'd all love to see the Barris Batmobile, the original OG Batmobile, done. And me and Simon and Martin were like, "Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it." This is when I worked for Skelectric, so we were all stoked that all of us wanted to do, because I knew that it would sell here in North America, and of course it would sell in England too. They have the same TV show from the '60s, So yeah, I mean, we all got together and we all put real. So the process is like, and this is a pretty. It's like a lot simpler than you'd think when you work for a company about trying to decide what kind of cars to do. Basically, what you do is you'd say like, and I'll answer. Only Footprints asked me about my routed track. Yeah, I still have it. It's right over here. Um, so like, let's say you wanted to do. Oh, well, this is a perfect example, right? Like the C8. So, um, like when a real car comes out. Hey Mario, cheers. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Mario. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, man. I was still coughing here and there. um, so like when a real car comes out um, that looks really cool, like when the C8 first came out, I emailed. I was working at Carrera at the time, and then so I emailed. I know the guy that does. He's I don't know what his title is, but he's like a VP at GM. He does licensing for consumer goods, and I met him at Toy Fair one year, and so they would sign us to an NDA, and then we would go to General Motors in Chicago. No, Mario, this isn't out. This car is not out yet. I don't really know why Skelectric sent me a bunch of samples of unreleased cars, but they did. So I've had this car for months now, and I'm not entirely sure why they sent me prototype cars, but they did. What are you gonna do? Um, so, like when a new car comes out, basically, you say if you do marketing like I was doing for companies, you'd you'd say you'd tell the people who are in charge of the cars, right? For each product line, like for Skelectric or for we made a Airfix model anyway. So what you do is you would say, "Hey, this car looks really good." The real car, talk to like General Motors and ask them if they would give us the license or if we could add the car into the existing General Motors license and basically the discussion is then, well, how many do you think you could sell? Now this is the internal discussion, right? So if you say as like I was like marketing manager or brand manager for a company, hey Clint, yeah, this was just meant to be a test. This was not really meant to be a real live stream, and it's turned into an actual live stream. Um, so like basically if you ask to have a car made, then you'd say, okay, so like when I work for Carrera and when I work for Skelectric, we would say, okay, well, so we need to make we want to make the C8R, right? So this is the C8R. And this is just a discussion that you'd start with. So what you do is you'd say, okay, the brand manager or the product manager would come back to me and say, Dave, how many do you think you'd sell in North America? And I would say, well, they'll have, hey, MN? Okay. If I ever visit Southeast Texas, it's entirely possible. My dad lives in the hill country. My dad lives in Llano, and I'm hoping maybe in the spring I'll drive down to see my dad, or maybe fly down to see my dad. So you never know. So basically, no, they don't. They don't really care about my. Well, I guess maybe they do. Defenders. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe they did. It's it doesn't really. Anyway, so you'd say if you're the brand manager, okay, I want to do X, Y, or Z car. I want to do the C8 R. There's going to be probably 2 or 3 liveries of it you can do, 2 or 3 different real colors you can do the first year. And you'd say, okay, so we can sell at least 2,000 pieces of a real C8R Corvette. That's a lot, right? That's a lot of cars for North America. um, and the minimum number of cars that a company like Skelectric would do, not saying specifically Skelectric, but like when I worked for Carrera and when I worked for SCX, and I know Slottit's numbers are probably around the same. People want to make at least 2,000 cars, right? That's like it's called minimum order quantity. And so you have to buy basically the market has to approve that they will buy that many of a car. Like Skelectric USA would have had to have said, yes, we will take at least, let's say, 2,000 pieces of this car and 2,000 pieces of the gray car. And then also for the rest of the world market, maybe Skelectric could make another 2 or 3,000 pieces, maybe. So they would then go to General Motors. General Motors would give them the CAD file probably. I'm pretty sure that when I worked for Skelectric, I think we got the CAD files from GM. I know Carrera. Well, I shouldn't say I know. I believe Carrera did get CAD files from General Motors. So the Carrera ones and the Skelectric ones too is highly accurate. At least I think it's accurate. So I think it's an actual Corvette just scaled down. I think it's actually from the original CAD files. DeFingers, yeah, I missed a couple here. Yes, I still have a routed. It's a routed 3-lane wood track. It's a small wood track. I already showed it. Elderberry tea. Yeah, really. DeFingers asks, when do you plan on making a banner? Oh yeah. Yeah, so I'll look on that Pixels website and see. I think there's a thing I could do some kind of banner looking thing on there. Pixels is very, hey Zelda. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't expecting this live stream was just kind of a test. This wasn't really meant to be an actual live stream, but it's turned into an actual live stream. Hey Reese, cheers, man. So I may do. I'll look and see. So Steve Chenoweth asked, "Do they need a license from Barris or from the series?" So, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I think they would have licensed it through DC. They would have licensed the Batman name and they would have licensed the Batman name and trade dress and logos and things like that through DC. Slap asked, wish they'd do some Cadillac DPIs. What time is it here? It's exactly 9 p.m. So DPIs, the Cadillacs. You have me to blame that Carrera hasn't done them yet. Years ago, about 8 months before they were released in real life, So whenever that was, whenever slap, when was the first uh, Cadillac DPI released? The real one. We saw. We went to GM for the day. We flew to Detroit. Me and my boss Ed, because they wanted to show us the DPI, and this was about 6 months before it was announced to the public. We were put under a non-disclosure agreement. We only went for a couple hours, and we saw renderings of the DPI in the design center at General Motors, and we saw. We didn't see the actual ones in the design center. We saw in the like the multimedia rooms that they have there. They showed us like the clay renderings, and I think they might have showed us. What did they show us? They weren't even testing it at that point. It was still being designed, so it was. We saw them super early. At least 8 months. It was the middle of winter. That's all I know when we went. It, yeah. So, okay, that makes that might have been a little early. I mean, it's but so yeah. So we flew out. We flew out there and we saw them, and I asked them. I said, "Well, so you're going to have customer teams, right?" And they said, "Yeah." Or they said, I said, "You're going to have factory teams, right?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, um, you going to have customer teams? There's no way we can do two liveries on a car each year, two different colors on a car each year, and have that make money." So, on my suggestion, we didn't do it because there wasn't enough liveries on the cars, and there still kind of isn't. I mean, there's what, four of them that race each year, and that's not enough. That's not enough different colors, and a number change each year or minor changes each year. It's not enough to sell. It's not enough to sell them. Sorry, just isn't. Um, what scale track do I have? So I have uh, I have Polycar track. Track doesn't really have a scale. You can race certain scale cars on a track, but it's not really like there's no six in the past two. Yeah, but you understand. I mean, that was 10 years ago now. But for the first 2 or 3 years, there was only two cars a year, so you can't make that make money. It just doesn't work for slot car companies. So I have Polycar track, and I have a little wood track, 3-lane wood track that I also race on. So that's it. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to get going. I will do a little bit of an actual live stream tomorrow. Not that this wasn't an actual live stream, but I don't want to promise people that I'm going to do a live stream on Sunday and then not do one, because that would be kind of rude. um, and probably just do the same thing tomorrow. Just do some laps with cars, and we can chat about whatever. I really appreciate people stopping by. I didn't think. I didn't know. I mean, the title of this was just test, so I really wasn't expecting anybody to stay. So 50 people, more than 50 people at one point. That's I'm surprised. Clint, what time tomorrow? So what time's the Formula One race? Probably in the afternoon tomorrow, right? So I think maybe 11 a.m. again, like I usually do, and that way, because I want to kind of be regular about the stuff when I try to I just try to do stuff at a regular time so people can. What about our time? So, Reese, it's the usual time that I race. It's 11 a.m. East Coast time. Um, okay, the fingers, cool. I appreciate it, man. Sluck Car Show, Port Orange, Florida. Very nice. City Daytona sponsor. Okay, very cool. School bus driver, very cool. Yeah, man. I mean, post some photos online if you go. I'm sure people would like to see it. Post them on Home Racing World. Anyway, thanks for showing up, guys. I really appreciate it. To this test stream. It's 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. your time there. What is it now? Where you're in South Africa, right? Oh wait, Oz time. What is Oz time? It's 14 hours from now. How does that work for you? 14 hours from right now. Hey Silver Cobra, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys. Okay, there you go. Yes, exactly. 607 in Oregon. Hey Jack. Beautiful. I love Oregon. Absolutely love the West Coast. I prefer the West Coast actually. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you all in 14 hours.